for their fondness of blue hedgehogs, Italian plumbers, and night elves. There is a place where those that are persecuted can find solace and walls, where like-minded geeks can join forces and together grow stronger, as together they can wield unimaginary power, invade enemy lines, and loot bosses. Together, they are Epic Geeks.
Welcome to Epic Geeks. This is episode number 24 for Friday, which is a bank holiday, the 3rd of April 2015. That's if you're in the UK. Might not be a bank holiday in America. Is it a bank holiday in America? Another rest of the world?
I don't know. No Americans here.
Maybe it is. It might be, it might not. It's Easter. So happy bank holiday if you're having a bank holiday. And today on the show, for episode number 24, we look at the rise of eSports, Xbox games with gold, offering 6 free games in April, Best 2015 April Fool's jokes, and Halo 5 Guardians, the dual trailer we discuss. And with me to discuss these fairly interesting topics, I have the lovely Jake Pendleton. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, Mr. Sparky. Thank you for joining us today.
Good. No worries. Thanks for having me.
And on the other end of the spectrum, we have the also wonderful and lovely Thomas McIlroy.
The other end of the spectrum.
I don't even know what that means.
You're not very good
One
with
is
his hand
very
movements.
handsome and one is Tom.
Yeah, I'll just say it's always picked up with Sparky and on the other side of things we'll go to Tom. Oh.
I don't know how that happens. It's I don't know. I can't answer that question. Words just come out and then I feel bad.
Never mind. I'm doing well though, thank you. Very good. Yeah.
Okay.
Feeling slightly down now. Now I'm nothing compared to Sparky.
God.
If it makes you feel any better, Tom, it's just, you got to accept in life, sometimes people just have favourites.
Yeah. That wasn't a laugh, those were tears coming out my eyes.
I'm sorry. Look, you're both equally as wonderful, and I love you both equally.
Aww.
There you go. That's it. I'm not getting much better with this. I'm probably digging a deeper hole. So
Yeah.
let's move on fairly swiftly. That's the one. For those of you watching on YouTube later on, there are no webcams. That's pretty much because all of us feel and look rubbish today. So we're not doing webcams. We've basically spent all week trying to do the podcast because we are a week late, and through various reasons, mainly my fault, but down to work and sisters forgetting passports and then my internet dying completely, we've only just managed to do the podcast. So we apologise for being late. We apologise for not having any... No, actually, I don't apologise for not having a webcam, because if we did have a webcam, you would probably be horrified.
Yeah.
So that's all good.
It's not pretty.
It's not pretty.
You've got a good excuse. I just found a bucket of grass trimmings outside and I just couldn't resist picking them up and sort of just caressing and rubbing them over my face.
Okay.
Like some sort of bog man.
Well,
Like Scooby-Doo villain.
they call me Sparky Bog Man. You know, Man's the surname, Sparky's the first name. And it gets a bit boggy in the middle.
I'm really confused. I'm really sorry, people. Moving on.
Epic Geeks presents It's Time to Play.
Sparky, what have you been playing?
Gosh,
Right.
well, in between my grass rubbing sessions, I've been diving into the new adventure in Hearthstone, Blackwing
yes.
Descent. Is that the official title of it? Because I'm a bit confused, because it's like a mix.
Black Rock Mountains.
It's like a mix between Blackrock Mountains and like Molten Core. It's kind of weird, even though in like the Warcraft universe, I'm sure Tom will know all about this. They're two very separate raids.
They Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the expansion is called Black Rock Mountains.
Black Rock Mountains, is it? Okay, sorry. Yeah, I just bought it and I was like diving in.
Black
But yeah.
Rock Mountain, a Hearthstone adventure, announced at PAX, yes.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. What I didn't realise was there's like, I'm sure if, people out there that have played it will know there's different wings. I think for Naxxramas there was like 6 wings or 5 wings. Yeah, 5 I think. And the same's happening here. But here, I don't know if they did it in the first one for Naxxramas because I came into it late. But for this one, they've segregated each wing by weeks. And
No, they did that. Yeah, they did that.
They did
Yeah,
that for
it's the
Nax.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's new on me. So I was kind of, whoa, I was like expecting to have a big binge out, but, I just tore through like the first wing in half hour or so, and
Yeah,
now I'm waiting.
They do it similar to like how they do raids in WoW, where you can't kind of get all in one go.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm a bit disappointed by that. I'd quite like to dive in and do the whole thing. But there you go.
So they have to, if they give it to you all in one go, you'd be done, wouldn't you? Done and dusted. Whereas this way,
Yeah.
spreading out the enjoyment.
Or delaying it. Is it half full or half empty?
You're very half empty.
I'm
all
a
the
half
time.
empty kind of guy.
We haven't noticed this. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, my grass buckets are full though. They're amazing. Other than that, I've been playing Kerbal Space Program, which has been amazing. I've learned how to do an orbital rendezvous, so I've like built an ISS out in space, orbiting Kerbin, which is amazing.
Is that Steam?
Yeah, Steam, Kerbal Space Program. Must have heard of it. It's amazing.
I haven't
You
heard of
haven't?
this.
Oh my god, we need to get you on there or something.
I've seen it.
It's fantastic.
It's fun.
It's kind of technical, but fantastic. Been doing my old league as always. Not much to say on that. I'm still losing Elo. And one new game that I have dived into that is a bit of a surprise for me personally is Pillars of Eternity.
Everyone seems to be talking about Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah, because, well, for me at least, the whole genre I've never really got into. It's sort of a slow-paced, turn-based strategy of like large parties. Like, I've never been a real huge fan of that genre. I've always wanted to play one character, either third person or first person, so I can sort of focus on my thing and do my thing. But this has been pretty good. I've actually enjoyed sort of managing a party real slowly and like planning out every small skirmish you get into. And the story's pretty nice. The voice acting is amazing, which is probably a good reason why it appeals to me. Yeah, I've been enjoying it. I haven't got very far. Only like an hour or so I've put into it so far. But yeah, really good. I'd recommend it so far.
Everybody has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
See. Awesome.
So there you go.
What about you, Tom? What have you been playing?
So, well, slightly less variety. I won't talk about WoW because it's pretty obvious I've been doing a bit of that and trying to get up on garrisons and legendary quests and whatnot. But genuinely, there's 2 games that I've kind of 3, I guess. The main one is an iPad game. I think months ago I mentioned I had picked up Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies. And I did the first one adventure and then a bit. And recently I picked it up again. I've been working my way through that and I absolutely love it. It's addictive, but that sort of addiction where you feel drained when you're playing a game so much. You actually think, oh, this is not healthy.
Positive.
Do you need to sleep, Tom? You need to sleep.
I might need to. So I mean, it's not too bad, but I'm absolutely loving it. And if anything, I can tell it will be one of those games that when I finished it, there's going to be a void, and I'll need to find something to replace it, which looks like it's going to be Faster Than Light. I might pick that up after I'm done. Other than that, Far Cry 4, been dabbling around that.
And those elephants.
Kill the elephant, just basically shooting anything with a pulse. If you can loot it, it's getting the boot. And apart from that, just trying to get ready for League of Legends. We tried to do, Sparky, you were doing a session with some other Geeks early in the week, and I tried to join you and then got hit with a massive patch. And now I'm ready. I want to get back into it. because I didn't spend 4 hours trying to download patches for nothing.
All patched up and ready to go.
All patched up and ready to go, exactly.
Awesome.
So we can have some epic geek lol action.
Yeah.
Slightly less of the epic, I'll agree.
More of the laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of lol.
A lot of lol.
We do
not
call
much
ourselves
lol.
epic geeks, not epic gamers. There's a distinct difference there. I just wanted to point that out. What do you think that we know? We don't think we're epic gamers in any shape or form.
No.
We're very well aware of our limitations.
We just poorly understand and embrace geek culture as a whole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. We think we're epic. Anyway, Rayman Legends finally downloaded for me.
Technology.
I don't know what happened with I had a little bit of a blip there for a week. My internet's been a bit funny lately. I don't really know why. It's normally very, very stable and very good. But I got an extender for the Wi-Fi, and that seemed to sort that problem out.
An extender?
Yeah, an extender. You know about that?
No.
It's a little thing you plug into the socket. If you got, like, for us, for example, my Wi-Fi router's downstairs on the bottom floor, and my PC is connected via the Ethernet, so I've got a cable that runs up, so that's not a problem. But my Xbox obviously picks up the Wi-Fi, but I only get like 2 bars up here.
Yeah.
So you can get this like extender thing you plug into a socket, and it works by extending your Wi-Fi. That's actually what it does. So now I've got 5 bars up here. Just by this little plug.
Why isn't it just extended by default?
Well, you have to talk to.
Because commercialism.
Exactly.
Right.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't answer. I can't answer that question.
To be fair, Sparky, I don't think anyone's ever asked the salesperson that question.
No.
Why isn't it extended by default?
Yeah. Excuse me, I have a question. Why isn't it just good from the outset?
Why can't I get it from my whole house and my garden?
How about you sell me something that works?
To be fair, it does work everywhere else. I could just maybe place my router somewhere better, but that just happens to be where the plug is.
It works if your Xbox is within 10 centimetres. Okay.
Router selection, though, that is an absolute nightmare in terms of finding out where to put it.
Exactly. I've solved this issue. It's fine. I can get good Wi-Fi in my bedroom as well and everywhere. It's all good. It's sorted. But anyway, that's kind of going off topic slightly because I was talking about Rayman Legends. Have either of you played it?
No.
Played original.
You played the original Rayman. It's
hardcore version.
If you love Rayman, you will love Rayman Legends.
Right.
I haven't got like a lot into it, but when I did play it, I couldn't stop playing it. It's very addictive, very similar to the original Rayman. But you have lots of different puzzles and challenges and stuff, and they do like community challenges, daily ones and weekly ones. So you compete against other people to do whatever the challenge is for that day, time trials and stuff like that, which kind of keeps it quite interesting. So I've been enjoying that. It's quite a good little platform. I miss my platformers, so it's quite nice to get back and play a bit of platform action. I also got Tomb Raider for the new one for the next gen.
Nice.
Because Xbox Live had it on offer. I think it cost me like £10 or something. So I haven't really started playing that yet. I did look at the cinematic the other day. Looks very pretty, nice and updated for the next gen. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. But I did finally cough up the money for Halo Master Chief Collection. That's the one.
Yes.
So I'm with you now, Tom. I'm there.
Fantastic.
And,
You're joining the party.
And that's why I haven't touched Tomb Raider yet, because I've just started playing. I started playing the Halo anniversary and going through that. And I'm with you on the updated graphics. It is beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I do like flicking to see the difference as well. That's kind of a little bit of a addiction for me.
There's an achievement for that. Funny enough,
Is
once you
there?
get to the end of the game, if you've seen the graphics, both versions of graphics on each level, it will give you an achievement.
I haven't done it on each level. I'll have to make sure I do it on each level. I'll have to go back.
Yes.
I'll go back and do them and flick through. I was telling you before at the beginning of the podcast, I'm playing it on easy mode, which is really weird because I normally play it on hard or legendary, and the only reason I'm playing it on easy mode is because I want to try and get through all 4 of them as quickly as possible, just to get through the story, and it's a little bit too easy because I just kind of I turn up, there's a grunt, and he goes, "Ah, it's him!" and runs away, and then just get one random grunt who decides to be a little bit brave and like shoots a couple of needles at me, and yeah, so that's a bit weird.
I used to find that I just walk around smacking the grunts in the back.
That's
like
what I've been
they
doing.
weren't even worth the
Don't
bullets.
look, no. I've been doing that with the guys with the shield. I can't remember their names, but I've just been going up and mailing them.
What you need to do, you need to put on some of the skulls, because I think you get all the skulls default. So you could put on like the one where you only get your shields from hitting people.
Oh, that's a nice
yeah.
idea. I like that idea.
So it might make it a bit more fun, because I don't think anyone can use those skulls on anything above normal, because the idea of running up to legendaries and having to punch them to get your shield back is just...
Yeah, painful thought. Or I could just, up the difficulty
Yeah,
level.
you could do that. You could play a bit harder. Admittedly.
But to be honest, it's quite fun, because I feel completely epic. It's just like, this is good. I got hurt slightly by a hunter today, and that's about it. Well, a little bit of a scratch. Fine. It's all just fall in front of me.
It's where you could just stand in front of the hunters and actually beat them to death.
Yeah, it's quite funny. So yeah, I've been enjoying that, and I'm looking forward to going through the whole story again. And I will probably go back and do it all on Legendary as well, just for the funsies.
Well, we're both on it now, so we can co-op and
we can
stream it and everything.
do that. I think we should do that, especially now I've got my new Wi-Fi up here.
Ooh.
So yeah, so I got the collector's edition because I had £4 off my game card. So game, as in game, the shop game, were doing their own sort of collector's edition. So I got that. It came with a nice little multiplayer map pack and little things and a nice hard metal case. So that's quite pretty.
A metal case?
Yeah.
Is that what, a limited edition version?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
fair
if
enough.
I had the webcam on, I could show you, but I haven't, so I
No.
can't. I'll show
For the
you.
love of God, don't.
I'll show you on the next podcast. I'll put it up to the webcam and you can see it.
Oh, very nice.
Because we were discussing, I might as well mention it now because I wasn't going to mention it until we did our Halo 5 little discussion at the end. But our next podcast is going to be a Halo podcast, much to Jake's disgust because he's apparently bored of Halo. But me and Tom are going to talk non-stop about Halo next podcast. And the plan is, we haven't planned it completely, but the idea is that we'll do like a rundown on the lore from beginning to end, from what we know about it, and it'll probably be lots of mistakes and people will moan at us for it. But we'll give it a go, and then we're going to discuss what our thoughts are for Halo 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. Don't sound so enthusiastic about it.
Well, that's pretty enthusiastic for someone that has no
Actually,
interest in it.
For you, it's quite enthusiastic. I agree with that.
An enthusiastically neutral position.
Sparky's excited about it, aren't you, Sparky? Not Sparky, sorry, Britzza. I'm getting confused now. Britzza, you're excited about it, aren't you?
I am excited about it. I cannot wait.
See, so 2 out of 3 of us will have fun.
I'll just be grumps on the side, trying to poke holes and everything.
Yeah. I've got a little sounder for you, actually, Sparky.
Oh?
I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but it's this one.
Cage the Rage. Cage the Rage. Cage the Rage. This is Epic Geeks presenting Cage the Rage.
Cage the Rage sounder.
I'm not going to gauge that rage. Just not. The rage is free. It is flowing.
No!
I am ready to be angry.
You're going to be angry next podcast. It's going to be anti-Halo Sparky.
I used to be such a fanboy. Like, anyone that's kept up the podcast would be like, huh? Sparky doesn't like Halo? Because I've been doing nothing but praise for it for the last God knows how many years of my life. Damn, I mean, that was the game that got me into gaming. But, yeah, I don't hate it. I've lost interest.
That's good, because we'll have, different views with options. It's always, makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
I suppose. Right. My plan now is the plan was last week to have a recommended games of the week challenge.
Mm.
But only I thought of a game, apparently. So we're now changing so that we just have one a week.
Yeah.
Yeah?
We can be more lazy this way.
Yeah, it's basically because the other two don't want to do any work, so
Yeah.
I've done the work, and then next
I'm
week...
tired.
next week, there probably won't be one, because neither of them will do one. But you two have to think of a game next week to recommend.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, next week, I promise.
You
Yeah.
promise.
Next week, Tom will definitely have a game prepared.
So it's going to be Tom's turn, yeah? So it is. Fine. Well, I have a game to recommend, because I, did think about this.
Mhm.
And the game that I'm recommending is Concursion. And I have got a little video up on the side.
What did you call me?
I don't know, what did I call you?
Something rude.
No, Concursion. It's not rude. It's not rude. It's Concursion. Tom, you know about Concursion.
I do know
went to
about it.
EGX Res. We went to meet the developers and had a little interview with them.
Mm.
And did you play it or did I play it? I played it and
You played it.
badly. I was very, very
Yes.
bad at it. I've got better
Yes.
at it because I have purchased the game, and once you get used to it, it's much easier. But at the time, I was terrible at it. What were your kind of first impressions? What you saw at EGX?
It's yeah. I'm trying to remember now. It's been a year, but I have followed it in the background. It's one of those games where it's just so much going on. Any one time, that's something I find quite challenging. A lot of the games at EGX, there was a lot of multitasking, and I realised there's a lot of multitasking in any game, but they were games specifically where it was testing your ability to watch 4 different things at once, and
that's kind of what Concursion does. 'Cause
Yeah.
for those of you that don't know about it, it's a multi-genre platform game, pretty much, where the boundaries between these different gaming worlds have kind of all been mashed up. There's been this big rift in the world, and you go along 1 minute you're running along a platform, and then the next minute you're flying in a spaceship, and then you're underwater, and it's all on the same level, so it's not like different levels, and you have to kind of learn to control your character in these different levels and areas and platforms, and it can get quite frustrating on some of the levels because it takes you a while to get used to it. But then that's what a platform is about, isn't it? Any kind of platformer, you have to kind of master whatever puzzle you have in front of you at that particular time. So, but it's just different because it's not just one. You're not doing the same thing from beginning to end. You're not just running along platforms, jumping around. You do get a nice variation. And those of you that will be able to looking on YouTube will be able to see the videos and kind of see what I'm talking about. But it is very interesting. It is my recommendation for the week, and you can get Concursion at Steam at the moment for £6.99, which I think is a very reasonable price as well. Don't you think?
not bad at all.
It was part of a Humble Bundle a couple of weeks ago back in January, so some of you might have managed to pick it up in a Humble Bundle, and you never know, it might be one in the future. It was one of those games that was put through on the Steam Green Light, so it's one of those community games. So that's my recommendation. It has got 5 classic gameplay genres, spanning platform shooters, beat 'em ups, racing and maze, navigation puzzles, journey through desperate worlds spanning 5 distinct epochs, is that? Or interdimensional history. Unique fusion play will push your skill and battle tactics to the limit. Finely tuned difficult curve ensures you're challenged from start to finish. So basically it's a challenging platformer. So if you like to be challenged and you like platformers and you like multi-genre platformers, then go and buy Concursion for £6.99 from Steam.
I hate to be challenged. Can't stand being challenged at all. It's awful.
Why aren't you playing Halo on easy mode then?
I am playing it through. I love it. To be honest, though, Concursion it is a really fun game. It's just that I'm useless at those sort of platformers.
It's one of those games that I like playing when I'm watching telly, and I just think, I'm not very good at just watching telly, so I want to do something else. And I pick up my laptop and I play it on a gamepad because I find it easier to play it on a gamepad than on the keyboard. And I'll be playing it for a little while, and I'll have a lot of fun, and then I'll get stuck on a level, and I'll have to keep going back, and I die again, and I go back, and I die again, and I have to give up and put it down. then a couple of days later I'll pick it up again and play it, and I'll do the bit I was stuck on the first time, which always winds me up.
Yeah.
But it is one of those games you can just pick up and play, and for half an hour or whatever, and then put it down and go back again to it.
It's time for gaming news with Epic Geeks.
Now we're going to move on to... it's a little bit different this week because it was April Fool's, of course, a couple of days ago. So rather than gaming news, I thought we could do a best 2015 April Fool's jokes, which I've basically got from Digital Spy because they kind of put them all together nicely with little videos.
Okay.
So I'm kind of cheating. I didn't really find them myself. Someone else did the work, but I'm giving them credit for it.
Story of the internet.
Yeah, Digital Spy. Did any of you, before we have a look at this, did any of you see any April Fools that you quite liked on and can remember and would like to discuss? Or
There was a great one which relates to what we talked about last week. Do you remember we talked about Guild Wars 2?
yeah,
In Guild Wars 2, this April Fool's, I think the devs decided it would be hilarious for them to permanently fix everyone's characters to hold their arms out to the sides and outstretched, and they made their characters constantly make a plane noise as they ran. So they were running across the terrain going with their arms out to the side. That was fantastic. I thought, that is brilliant.
that is.
That's my personal favourite April Fool's gaming joke.
Tom, did you see any?
Well, I know Blizzard for Heroes of the Storm did the large heads thing, which I don't know about anyone else, but made me think of GoldenEye on the N64.
Yeah.
And so it made me really nostalgic for that. But no, to be honest, I missed a lot of it. I think there's a lot of, like you say, a lot of rumours get bandied around Twitter and things like that, but very few companies like Blizzard just then actually do something massively different.
Yeah, they always just put that little page, and they have something that they'll think will upset loads of people, and some people get really upset by it and go, no, and other people go, haha, that's great, it's April Fool's. Very funny. It's just nice to see people get fooled by it. I was nearly fooled by one on Facebook from... have any of you ever heard of For Goodness Shakes? It's not a gaming one, incidentally.
No.
For Goodness Sake, they do sports drinks, recovery and protein drinks.
Yeah.
And they did a Facebook advert and an advert on there, and they sent it out in emails as well for a protein patch. You get nicotine patches. Yeah. So you could just stick it on your arm and get protein throughout the day.
Really?
And it was kind of going, you could focus just on your left bicep if you wanted to try and get more protein into your left bicep.
That's brilliant.
But do you know what's even worse? Is the first time I looked at it, before I read the article and realised, I just looked at the idea of this protein patch. I thought, that's a great idea, having a protein patch. I really like that idea. And then I thought, hang on a minute, it's an April Fool's, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that the same as just like taping a steak to your arm or something like that?
Yeah, just a chicken wing, just duct tape it around your stomach. Yeah.
But there's a couple here, like the first one that Digital Spy quite liked. It's not in no particular order, but the first one is go swimming with PS4 accessory PlayStation Flow. I'm just going to play the video.
PlayStation really leads the way with innovative ideas and technology. Here at the Wearables Division, we're working on ways of bringing the PlayStation experience to all areas of your life. Building on the recent success of Remote Play and Share Play, and not to mention Project Morpheus, we're about to take gaming to a deeper level. Underwater environments in games like The Last of Us Remastered are more realistic than ever. To enhance the gameplay experience, we've developed an advanced new wearable technology, PlayStation Flow. We've created a new frontier for gameplay. We're taking gaming out of the living room and into the swimming pool. The sensors fit on your thighs and biceps. They're packed with technology that captures your every movement and sends real-time updates to your PS4 with game footage streaming directly to your PlayStation Flow goggles. When you get to a swimming environment in your game, simply pause the game, sync your PlayStation Flow goggles, and grab your flow sensors. Then head to your nearest swimming pool and dive right back into the action. Your movement controls your game character, and with the waterproof earphones, you get a totally immersive experience.
PlayStation have really taken the plunge. They've thrown themselves into the deep end with the flow. We're entering new levels where immersion meets submersion. I'd call it supermersion.
Oh my god! This is amazing!
We also wanted to make sure you could get back to playing the game on your PS4 as quickly as possible. We've developed an incredible new way to dry yourself. It's a massive leap forward. The PlayStation Flow Body Dryer. It'll dry you in seconds. We're really excited about PlayStation Flow. Its potential to break through traditional gaming barriers is immense. You don't even have to be in a pool to experience it. PlayStation Flow, one serious piece of technology.
If you watch the video,
Quite. That is fantastic.
I love it when they put that much effort into an April Fool's joke.
That was really good, yeah.
Actually, the idea would be great if you had a swimming pool next to your PlayStation. But then the fun bit came with the dryer that dries you automatically, and then you don't have to have a pool. You can just do it, on a sofa, pretending you're swimming.
Strapping PlayStation electronics to your body and then jumping in a large pool of water is a fantastic idea.
I quite like that one.
That's pretty good.
What do you reckon, Britzza?
I just can't believe they actually made proper props for it. They look like actual genuine goggles and earphones.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. The guy in the ball pool, just great. I just thought that would, if this thing actually existed, that would be me. Just going out and just swimming around a ball pool. But at the same time, it makes me wonder, is this going to be like the next level of, say, simulator games? Is someone just going to move on from Goat Simulator, just create Swimming Simulator and actually try and do something stupid like this?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I think it's important we discuss, is this even going to be 60 FPS, capable? Is it backwards compatible? I think we should be asking the important questions here.
Can you go back and play, the original Tomb Raider games and jump in?
Yeah, because sure, you might be able to swim through Call of Duty where the fish actually react to you, but when you jump back into Super Mario, can you swim there?
Yeah, that's a valid question.
I think Sony have a lot to answer to, really.
The answer enough, did they?
No.
With a bit more.
Yeah.
Even better, let's have full immersion, and let's add electrodes so that when you experience damage in water, gives you a little shock. Because if swimming pools and sensitive one thing, it's electrical shocks.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure how that's going to work, Tom.
I think the whole concept's not going to work, funny enough.
What do you mean? It's a real idea. No. Next one, I'm going to move on. I'm not going to do all of these incidentally, but it is worth going and have a look at that on YouTube or on the Digital Spy website. So if you are listening on the podcast, go and have a look at PlayStation Flow. It's fairly funny. The next one was play Pac-Man with Google Maps. Google usually delivers some of the best April Fool's jokes, and this year they basically said when Google Maps update turned streets across the world into mazes for Pac-Man and Ghost Friends. So if you were looking at Google Maps on April the 1st, you just basically saw Pac-Man wandering around, which is quite funny. And you can play it on desktop, so there's a desktop version as well. Click Pac-Man image at the bottom of the screen on this Digital Spy thing, and you can go and play Pac-Man on Google Maps.
Amazing.
Which is quite funny.
Make sure you give way there.
Yeah. What to the
It's the drivers or the drivers on the road.
Okay. Yeah.
When you come to a stop sign, you do actually need to fully stop the back. not just slow down.
Right. Yeah, adhere to road signs at all times. Road safety comes first, people.
Yeah.
The next
And
one...
Don't drink and pack.
Don't drink and... No. No. That's a bad idea. The next one that I liked was Angry Birds is releasing a farming game named Angry Birds. Which, again, I'll just do the trailer.
Hej! Då går beböv.
Pigs make them angry, apparently.
Right. Well,
Green pigs, wouldn't that
I
make you angry?
suppose that's understandable.
Yeah. So, there you go. Angry Birds.
Angry Birds.
So,
At what point, though, I've just finished watching the video. Just make it a game. You've done enough. You've created the trailer. You've clearly created the art design. You might as well make a game out of it. It will sell.
the last one, which again's on video, was Football Manager. Oh, hang on. There's no sound. I had to restart it. But it's Football Manager motion capture, and your movement comes out on the screen. So you can basically be an angry football manager.
So you can be an angry manager by the side.
Yeah, like you can
jumping about.
You can do your Jose Mourinho.
Flipping players off.
Yeah, and getting angry, and then it'll come out on
Right.
the computer screen.
All
Okay.
you need to do is wear a full motion capture sheet
Yeah.
In your living room.
in your living room on your own.
In a studio with 8 high-speed motion detecting cameras.
That's it. And of course, you're not interacting with the computer at any point because you wouldn't be able to type and gesture at the same time.
You just wave your arms about like an angry manager. That's the idea.
Yeah.
More realistic, isn't it?
Which probably is exactly how Football Manager players interact with it anyways.
Exactly. Exactly. Perfectly realistic. So that's that for April Fools. I can't bother to do anymore.
No, that's fantastic, really.
Yeah. It was a slow news week. So April Fools.
I do like myself some big companies taking part in April Fools, though.
Yes.
That's good.
It is funny. So one kind of, this is a proper news story. This isn't an April Fool's. But for those Xbox fans out there, Xbox Live, you get a little bit extra for your Xbox Live this week. Because Microsoft are giving away 6 games in total, free, for Xbox Live subscribers. For the Xbox One users, you'll be able to download Pool Nation FX and Child of Light for the entire month of April. So get on there and grab those 2 while you can. And Xbox 360 subscribers will be able to download Gear of War Judgment and Terraria. I can't pronounce it, but well done. From April the 1st, April the 15th, followed by Assassin's Creed 4 and Army of Two, The Devil's Cartel from April the 16th until the end of the month. So, bargain bucket this week, basically.
It's just me, it was the 360 getting some better titles there than the One.
Yeah, it looks like it. I'm guessing they're just giving a little bit of love. I don't know why they'd do that, because you'd think they'd want people to buy the Xbox One. I'm sure there's a reason behind it. I don't work at Microsoft, so I can't answer that question.
No comment.
Yeah. No comment on that one.
Fair enough.
It also says that Microsoft also reveals that more than 100 million games have been downloaded as part of the scheme, with over 5 billion game scores earned, apparently. So, that's a lot of games.
Yeah.
I don't really know why I need it. I suppose they're just trying to say they're doing alright.
Yeah, we're popular, so join the popularity.
Yeah.
You get gamer score for installing apps, though.
I know.
So that could be it. 5 billion gamer score means there's been 5 billion things happen on Xbox.
Yeah. Well done, you turned on your Xbox. Woo!
Honestly, that's the only thing you don't get an achievement for, but I'm surprised.
You will be. So, moving on to our last story of the week.
Did we jump over eSports?
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about eSports.
How could you say that?
I forgot all about that story. I've jumped straight into it before.
Literally,
I did
the
jump
biggest
over.
thing.
I did forget completely about eSports. So thank you for bringing me back on topic.
That's all right.
Because I was just about to end the podcast with our 2 trailers. We decided to go on to our next podcast. But we should give some eSports love. The reason I decided to bring up this particular topic this week.
The reason I decided to bring up this particular topic.
Well, yeah, because I forgot about it and then you reminded me. But it was my original idea. Was because the UK's very first eSports arena is opening in London. It's open now because it was in March. And this is basically, the View Cinemas have partnered up with Gfinity to transform part of the View Fulham Broadway multiplex into a dedicated 600-person eSports venue called the Gfinity Arena. The venue can accommodate more than 1,000 people over the course of a weekend and more than 25,000 throughout the season. It includes a player lounge for up to 50 gamers, Gfinity's own entrances, a ticketing hall, automatic ticket machines, and confectionery store. And I kind of thought this shows the popularity of eSports now.
Yes.
The fact that it's not just something that happens and people watch online and on Twitch. People are actually willing to go and pay money and sit in an arena and watch it. And it's now come to the UK.
Yeah.
And see, because I've been I'm guessing it's I might say the wrong thing and upset some people. I'm guessing it's a kind of a younger generation thing because it's something that's kind of skipped me altogether. But everybody that I know, like my nephew who's like 14, and his friends that watch Twitch and stuff all the time, are really into the esports culture and they love it. It's like watching football for them. And I kind of read up a little bit about it and hear from certain people, but I kind of feel like I've missed out now.
I'd say I'm in there.
Yeah, but you're,
I definitely watch a lot of esports. So yeah.
You still come under the young generation bracket.
Do I? Okay. I'm just a little kiddie wood. I'll go back to my crayons and finger painting.
I'm sure there are older people that are interested in esports. I feel that generally, as a general rule, when I talk to people who are my age, and then I talk to people who are sort of like in their early 20s, it seems to be, they seem to know all about it and follow it all the time, whereas I'm just completely lost by it. I don't know who the top esporters are. I watch it at BlizzCon. I watch their little esports thing they do, and that's about it. That's about the most I've ever watched.
Yeah, that's not really. It's pretty much
same,
just.
I know it's not the same, but that's that's as far as I've gone, is what I'm saying.
I think right now it's like Dota, League, and CS:GO is like the big three. Mm-hmm. That's the esports culture, as far as I know. I'm sure there's smaller stuff, but there's some amazing stats. I read it must have been 3 or 4 months ago. I think there's a university in America. Don't know which one. You'll have to forgive me, but it's the first ever university to offer scholarships to esports players.
Yeah.
So,
really?
Yeah, you know how sort of, American football is really huge, and if you're an incredible football player, you can go to a university in America and they'll cover your fees and stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And so you get to go to uni because you're really good at football. They're doing the same thing now for esports. So if you're an amazing League player or Dota or CS:GO player, you can apply to this uni and go on scholarship for that.
That's amazing.
So it's been recognised as like a proper sport. It's weird. I know.
It's seen as a sport. We've had the Call of Duty World Championships, of course.
Yeah.
At the end of March as well. live in Los Angeles, California. There's so much money behind it now. And people have been making a lot of money out of it for years. The top players, but there's like real proper money behind it now. Like we're talking hundreds of thousands up to millions, as opposed to a couple of thousand.
No, yeah. There's I think like the grand prize for winning LCS, which is the league scene, is like close to $1 million, I want to say.
Yeah.
For a team.
Head-to-head battle on stage for $1 million in prizes.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Championships.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's we should just quit our jobs and just play.
This is what we said last week. Epic Geeks League team. It's in the tunnel. It's coming out.
Don't bother studying anymore. Don't worry about work. I'm
just going to quit university now.
Quit now and just play. Don't do anything else. Don't forget about exercising. Forget about podcasting. Just
sell your house. Just buy a laptop. Yeah. Go to Starbucks. Free Wi-Fi.
Play.
Boom.
Play. Don't sleep. Don't you sleep. Just play.
No. There you go.
And, probably still won't be good enough.
No. I heard you need skill.
What is this skill?
Skill?
Britzza. What do you know about eSports? Are you into eSports?
eSports?
You watch a little bit, don't you?
I've really got into it lately, and I realise how weird that sounds. The thing with eSports and me is I watch a lot of League of Legends, but I haven't played a lot of League of Legends. So as a result, it's kind of held me back from getting as involved in the esports side of things, because I haven't always understood how the new patches are operating and things like that. But I've got into it a lot more, mainly because I'm not a physical sports person. I've got a lot of mates who watch football, family and friends who watch football, and rugby when it's on in the World Cups and things like that. And I'll watch that. But the thing is, how, and I read it's going to be a very weird link. How people are saying Facebook isn't as appealing to a younger generation because the older generation's there now?
Grandmas are watching it, yeah.
Our grandmas have got it. Yeah, that's my case, yeah.
On it, that's what I mean, on it, yeah.
My nan messages me on Facebook, and it's like, I think esports is in a similar situation. I think, traditional sports, everyone's into those, so people are finally sort of going elsewhere because it's their own thing. I'm not saying that's the only reason, of course, but
no, but it's something that's theirs, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that fact that esports is something that I can watch, and it's something that I'm involved in it, and it feels a bit more me-ish, if that makes sense. Yeah. Even though I'm watching it with 180,000 other people, but at the same time, that's another side to it. You're connecting with other gamers, and I think that's incredibly useful to a lot of the gaming population. They want to feel part of those chat streams, and they want to feel like they're engaging. And also, you think about the top players, and a lot of them are the absolute world's tops, mostly from South Korea, but they're young, and I think there's a connection between them and the people who are watching them. They're all young, they're all sort of they are all gamers, and I think there's a lot feeding into that. What I would say though about this arena going up, where you said earlier about how this shows how esports is getting more popular, I would say this needs to happen to make esports as popular as it could be. I think the biggest barrier to esports is the fact that there's an E at the beginning of it, the fact that you have to be online to watch it. Yeah. And I think if you start to create stadiums, that will start to pull in a lot more people. I personally would love to go and watch an event, but I haven't got time to fly out to Korea and watch the StarCraft 2 finals. But if I can go to London and watch it, fantastic. I'll do that, definitely. So I think this will definitely be a massive pull. And hopefully I might even bring in older gamers. But like you say, I think there's a huge generation thing overlying it, like gaming in general.
It's one of those weird things that, like, growing up, I never used to like watching other people play computer games. I used to hate it. Watching people over their shoulder. Yeah, I used to watching people over their shoulder and be like, I wanted to play it, but there was only ever like one computer or one Game Boy, so it was like really annoying. You had to wait. And it was, I used to hate that. And now, the whole culture is watching other people play computer games. It's just strange how that kind of changes. I like to play a computer game. So, quite often if I'm watching something on Twitch, I'll be playing at the same time, which I guess is the thing, isn't it? It's just being able to multitask.
Yeah.
You can have Twitch on a different screen and still be playing yourself. And it's just, it's interesting how it's all developing just generally with streaming and everything else.
The whole audience, I don't understand, is, have you heard about these, there's this weird, culture of people that not only just watch other people play games, but listen to people talking about other people playing games. It is weird. Have you heard about that?
Who does that?
I don't know who would do that,
Who would
but it's
do
so,
that?
they could be playing games right now, but they're just listening to people talk about it instead.
People listen to people
It's
talking
just
rubbish.
bizarre,
People
isn't
don't
it?
know what they're talking about games.
Really weird.
And playing it badly.
Yeah.
And people do that maybe driving, in their car, driving to work, or on
Yeah,
a train.
or on the tube. Yeah.
Who would do that?
I don't know.
Who are the stupid people that's making that content?
I'd rather just play Angry Birds.
Angry Birds.
I hear they've got a new one coming out.
Yeah. So on that note, maybe we should go along to this arena. I think we should have a look and try and grab some tickets for something.
That'd be awesome.
We should do that as an Epic Geeks thing.
Day out.
Let's do that. Yeah.
I guess the sort of follow-on is the UK's eSports scene. What is it big enough?
Well,
to warrant this yet?
do you think so? I mean, when we've gone to EGX, when me and Sparky went, they had the League of Legends room, didn't they, in there?
Yeah, that was packed.
Yeah, and it was packed all day.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I mean, what did they say? They had 600 seats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
that's
sold out.
That's a decent size. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying esports in the UK isn't popular, but remember that Korea's esports scene, they rent out airport hangars just for a chance to meet the people who play the game. They're not even playing the games, this is just a chance to meet them. They have millions tuning in every single week to watch esports.
Yeah.
You don't get millions of people tuning in every week to watch the football sometimes, and it just, you sit there and think, how are we gonna? I'm not trying to sound bucket half empty on this one. I think it's the beginning of what will grow into a great esports community in the UK. But the thing is, the UK has never been at the forefront of world esports. No. Or at least you've maybe had a couple of European teams that have had one British guy or something like that. I think up until now, the most that esports has had as a significant presence in the UK is university gaming societies and things like that. It's hard to get anything out, but I'm hoping it will really build up and they don't just make a Pac-Man esports competition, because I don't know, is there Sparky, you'll know, is there a big League of Legends team recognised in the UK?
What, a team actually from the UK?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
There is now.
There is now, exactly, it's us. And we've got to fill a stadium of 600.
There must be.
Gosh.
There must be a UK League of Legends team that's doing that.
I don't know. It's mostly either Korea or NA.
Well, that's it.
There's a couple of sort of northern European teams, I think, like Swedish or Norway or something. But
what about Team Dignitas?
Dignitas, British.
Dignitas UK. Maybe they have a UK side. International esports team headquartered in the United Kingdom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
But 2 years ago, there was an article on the BBC where they said, they basically said, here are 4 guys, they play computer games and they make money from it. Isn't that incredible? And you sort of think, yeah, what? But that's unfortunately, to anyone from America or wider Europe that's listening now, that's unfortunately the culture we have in the UK. We are only just getting around to the idea that you can actually make money from gaming, and God forbid they actually catch on to YouTube culture and figure out people are making money from that thing. It's just we unless you're sitting in an office 9 to 5, there's no way to earn money, it seems, in the UK. But
Well, Team Dignitas have got a European squad and an American squad, so they're not just
right.
they're not just America. They're obviously one of the leading teams in North American scene.
Yeah.
But they got a UK division.
Ah, well, there you go.
See, you didn't know that.
They never win anyway.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. There you go.
Why are there no top League of Legends teams? UK League of Legends teams. There you go. That was in October 2014. Someone's put on a forum. Yeah, I know what the answer is. I know it's
The Racing Stadium.
Yeah, RedBull.com on their eSports section have actually got that as an article. The UK has yet to produce a League of Legends team that compete with the best. Can 4 nations change this? There's 4 nations. Yeah, 4 nations.
We're too busy organising nice
Okay, teams.
evening cup of teas with the Majesty.
Well, this is your challenge then, guys. Your challenge is to create a League of Legends team that can compete with the best. Good luck. Your challenge starts now, and I expect you to be making millions of pounds by the end of the year. Okay.
Okay.
The Queen's going to issue a royal decree on it. There shall be a League of Legends team in the UK.
Do we get a knighthood if we win?
Yes. Oh.
Sir Sparky, yes.
Sir Sparky and Sir Britzza. Yeah, okay.
Nice.
I'll go for that one. I'll decree that now. So, that's it really, I guess. We just have our final hurrah, which is going to be the 2 trailers that we had from 343 Industries. For those of you that don't know, it's
only a little bit of news.
They released a trailer, Spartan Lock trailer,
Mm.
and a MasterChief trailer. And I'm not going to spoil it for anyone because we're going to discuss it in next week's podcast in full with our views and thoughts and rumours and what we think it may or might not mean and what the cryptic clues and messages and all their trailers means, because we're all very confused about what any of it means.
And angry. Don't forget about the rage.
You're angry. You're the only one that's angry. Because Sparky's like, why didn't they just tell us what the story's about, damn it? And other people are quite enjoying the kind of like, what's it all about. So that's maybe what we could discuss as well.
Okay.
What fuels the interest more? The crypticness, or just tell us? So, there you have it. I'm going to play the 2 trailers, and then we're going to end the podcast.
Okay.
All hail the conquering hero. Let us remember him as our protector, and not the one who gave us this. As our savior, and not our betrayer. Let us see him forever as you, and not as you. All hail the conquering hero. The one who was supposed to save us all. But now I must save us from you. Is this what you wanted? Is this what you were looking for? Was everything you've compromised, everything you've done, worth it? Was it? You've completed your mission, Spartan Lock. Mine is just beginning.
This podcast is part of the Epic Geeks Network. To find out more about our other gaming podcasts, head to epicgeeks.co.uk.